Bowl Expo, you know who we may find here, and someone's back in town, and that is one of the greats.
Just down the street in Las Vegas.
Robert Smith.
He's back.
Robert.
Hey guys, how you doing, Ken and Bill?
Real good. How's everything going?
There we go. Very good, very good. Yeah, just came up here to Bowl Expo today just to kind of let everybody know that, you know, I've got a pro shop down at Red Rock Casino now. Partnered up with Dan Nadeau and Terry Leong out there, and we're just kind of letting everyone know, hey, you know, we're in Vegas. We've got the best shop in town. Come and see us.
Who's the executive chef over there? Is that The Rock?
I'm going to be the executive chef over there. I'm actually going to be running the joint, doing the lessons out of there, everything like that. Dan and Terry are going to kind of stay on the sides and, you know, kind of let me run things the way I want to run them.
So we got some PBA tournaments coming up to Red Rock.
We got the World Series coming back again. So the World
this
Series,
November.
Yeah, that'll be in November. I'm still kind of on the fence right now if I'm even going to entertain bowling that tournament or not.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of games. That's a lot of games. So, but you know, it'll be nice, you know, have that tournament in town. Plus, with the guys in there, I'll be able to maybe drag a few of the guys over to my shop for a couple of appearances. You know, kind of make it look like I'm more important than what I am. So
now Hong Kong, you were at? Was that what you were?
Yeah, I was just in Hong Kong. Yeah, I got back from Hong Kong March of this year.
You were there for a while. How did that work out for you?
I was there a couple of years. It worked out really good. What I had was basically my own bowling school, bowling clinics, you would say, and it wasn't for the national team players or anything like that. It was just for the regular, everyday people that was there. When I first started there, we were looking at 50 people a week. I mean, it was great. It was moving, things like that. But you know, the economy kind of caught up to them a little bit after a while. And by the time the New Year's came around, it was the money that I was making there. It didn't warrant staying out there. And I mean, I loved Hong Kong. I thought it was a great city. The food was unbelievable.
You love it. You love the food.
Oh, the food was excellent. You know, if you ever want to learn something about a country, eat their food. If you're ever going to do it, eat your food. So
that's usually how we associate.
It's the only way to. I mean, if you go there and don't try their food, I mean, you miss out on so many things. I mean, there's customs and cultures on how they eat, you know, things like that. Which, you know, it's entertainment every night you go out there. So
yeah, you see people who go to France and Italy and where's McDonald's?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, trust me, some of the tour guys, even when we go to Japan and stuff, I mean, it was just McDonald's, Subway, and that's it. I'm like, listen, not everything looks like it's going to move off the plate and things like that. But, you know, one thing I've learned about overseas and anywhere else you go, people don't make food that tastes like crap. They just don't do it. They just don't do it.
Now, with the new tour, unfortunately, if you're not going to be doing as much because they're going to be doing a lot of overseas stops. You would have loved that a few years back.
Yeah, I just saw the schedule. Well, it came out a couple days ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw the schedule, and it looked like, gosh, almost 40% of them seem to be internationally, Middle East, a few in Europe, a few in Southeast Asia, but it looked like most of them were in the Middle East, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia.
Where the money is.
And Kevin Dornberger just added 2 world championships in Abu Dhabi.
There you go. Yeah, I know. And then between, you know, whatever goes on in Korea and stuff. So, you know, I think, I mean, it's going to cost the guys a little bit more money, definitely, to go travel around and stuff. But you're going to notice that it's going to do what it needs to do, and it basically we need to embrace bowling, not just in America, but understand that it is a worldwide game. And, you know, advertising dollars, the biggest thing the PBA has always been missing for years, correct? Anything that does advertising is always in-house, in money. You know, you got ball companies, things like that. So the money still stays in-house.
Kind of like a swap and spit.
Right, yeah. So, you know, now if we can get it to where, you know, we start getting these other countries with their sponsors start throwing the money in, you know, maybe it won't be so big in the U.S., but if we get it big worldwide, I think that would be just fine. I mean, we would like to be big here, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it would be, to me, it just makes more sense to let it get worldwide, let it get big, bring everybody in and see what happens.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Let it seek its own level, and hopefully it's high enough.
And I think you're going to see that, you know, internationally, you know, there are good players. Now, is the pool as good as America's? No. But if you take their top 3 to 5 guys in each country, each team that they're in, you know, they can compete any week just like any of the other guys can out there. So I think you're going to see a lot, you know, newer names. You're going to see a lot of different styles, and you're going to see a lot of people from a lot of different areas of the world.
And we saw it World Series of Bowling this year. Don Barrett, Stu.
Yeah, Stu, and I think I know Tim Mack. I think he's going to bring a few of his guys from Bahrain and the Middle East to come out again and play. So you're going to see, it might get to the point where it might start being like a 50-50 field, 50 Americans and 50 internationals, so, which is fine.
Now, how old are you now?
38.
You got to wait for the senior tour, but I was talking to.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
I was talking to John Gaines, and he was telling me that over in Asia, you run a tournament throwing a backup ball.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was. What year was that? That was 2006. 2006. I'm bowling the Kieran Cup. Actually, Pete Weber's bowling the tournament with me also, and we're bowling on wood, a little older wood, but a lot of oil, and they kind of made them easy. So what happened is, after the first block or whatever, the track's playable, but they're easy. All of a sudden, it looked like somebody dropped a 2x4 down on the lane, right in the track area. Missed left, ball went straight as an arrow. You miss a little right, the ball go Brooklyn. Got ridiculous. I'm shooting 160s, 170s after averaging 240 for my first 7. I look around and see the scores, and there's only the left-handers are really doing anything, and they're not even doing anything great. They're shooting 2-0 to 210, but the right-handers have completely stagnated. They're under par, under 200. So I'm looking at this. I go from 2nd to 19th. I'm like, I got to hang on for dear life. So I started throwing a backup ball one game. I got 52 in the 4th. Bail out 187, shoot 240, 2-0. Make the cut. I'm in like 19th or something out, top 36. Well, we got to bowl 6 more that night, and they're not re-oiling. They're not touching them. So it's the same. It's basically the same. So I'm practicing. I can hit the pocket 7 out of 10, but I can strike every time. If I throw it normal, I can hit the pocket 8 out of 10, but I ain't striking. Ball's just doing weird things. And I look at Pete, and I'm like, Pete, what do I do? He goes, do what you have to. I said, that's all I want to hear. Go out, throw backup balls. I shoot 170 over with the backup ball for 6 games, qualify 9th, come back the next day for match play, went right back to normal bowling, and ran away and hid from everybody. So, yeah, I threw a backup ball 8.5 games of the 18 games of qualifying.
You're either throwing a backup or you're throwing it 2/3 of the way down the lane. It doesn't matter. You're going to find a way to win.
The one thing I was always told, it's not how, it's how many. And it's still the same rule today. I mean, everybody's got a different form. We can all look pretty, but at the end of the day, you got to knock down pins, and you got to do what you got to do. The backup ball actually wasn't the first time I actually used it. I actually used it at a regional over in the West in Watsonville, California. They had recoded the lanes 2 days before we walked in. So we started seeing some weird things there. And, yeah, I threw a backup ball there, and I ended up finishing 3rd. Lost to Billy Myers and Eric Forkel, I think it was. So,
Well, when you think of professional bowlers, you think of that. They should be able to pretty much bowl on whatever condition or any obstacle that's brought to them. They should be able to try to overcome that.
I mean, not only should you, we have the mentality on, yes, we can. Kenny, you've seen a lot of different lane conditions. And, I've been in Asia and everywhere, and I've seen some horrific lane conditions where, first time I went to Singapore, I averaged 193 for 60 games, finished 4th. You average 193 in a scratch tournament here. People are going to giggle at you. Bowled another tournament in Thailand where they raised the pin deck a 1/4 inch, and they thought that would help us strike. Well, now the ball's going in airborne into the pins, and I'm leaving 5-10s on the corner and stuff. So you see a lot of different things, and but that's the mentality the pros have. We have to feel like we can do whatever we want.
Robert, thanks a lot.
And good to see you again.
We'll be in touch now that you're in the States.
Thanks for chasing us down.
I want to get you on the radio show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a while since I've been back on, and hopefully I won't be going anywhere else in Asia in between visits. So
thanks a lot.
You got it, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Nothing else. We'll see you at the Red Rock.